Spurs left it late to snatch victory at Cardiff last week. An injury time winner from summer signing Paulinho means they go into this game joint top of the table. Solid defensive displays have seen them concede just one goal so far, so boss Andre Villas-Boas will be eager for Danny Rose to return at left back following a foot injury he picked up in Europe. Chelsea claimed their first win in 3 attempts with a 2-0 victory over Fulham last week. John Obi Mikel's first goal in the Premier League sealed the victory, while Oscar scored his second league goal of the season. Goal correspondent Greg Stobart thinks Spurs will continue their impressive form.
Tottenham and Arsenal are the two informed sides. Spurs have only conceded 1 goal all season. They're in good form, they've got a really strong midfield. Chelsea, there are a few teething problems, especially with Mata out of the side. Home advantage is going to make a big difference here. I fancy Tottenham just to edge it, 1-0.
David Moyes tasted defeat in his first Manchester derby last week as his side suffered a humiliating 4-1 loss to Manchester City. The noisy neighbours ran riot to leave the Red Devils red-faced, and with just 7 points from a possible 15 so far, Moyes needs improvement in the Premier League. He could still be without Robin van Persie, who missed the derby with a groin injury. West Brom won for the first time this season last weekend, recording a comfortable 3-0 victory over struggling Sunderland. Stefan Sessegnon made a dream start to life at the Hawthorns, scoring on his debut against his former club.
Well, I've not been particularly positive about Manchester United's performances so far this season, and they have had a difficult start. I think they'll probably look to step it up now this week. West Brom at home is a really good opportunity to get their confidence back after such a horrible derby defeat. Under Ferguson, when they had a bad defeat, like when they lost 6-1 to City, United would go on a run, they'd shore up the defence, they'd start scoring goals again. I don't think it will be quite the same under David Moyes, but I expect them to win fairly comfortably at home, especially if Van Persie returns. And with Wayne Rooney in as good a form as I've seen him for many a year, I'm going to say 3-0 to Manchester United.
The Swans have gone 3 games unbeaten in the league following their convincing 2-0 triumph over Crystal Palace last time out. It took just 80 seconds for Michu to get on the score sheet, and boss Michael Laudrup will need the Spaniard at his best against top-of-the-table Arsenal. Stoke were the latest victims as Aaron Ramsey continued his fine start to the campaign. The Welshman is proving pivotal to the Gunners' success, as is new boy Mesut Ozil, who assisted all 3 goals against the Potters and has quickly endeared himself to Arsenal supporters.
This will be a very interesting game. 2 footballing sides who like to get the ball down. Swansea have had a really tough fixture list, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, but now they'll start to look to come out of it and pick up some points. Arsenal, for me, are the form team. Mesut Ozil's been superb, and I actually think they're better suited to playing away, which is why I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal.
The Toffees are the only unbeaten team left in the top flight after they came from behind twice to beat West Ham last week. Roberto Martinez still has injury concerns over Leon Osman and Steven Pienaar, while Aruna Kone is still being troubled by a knee injury, which means Romelu Lukaku could be in line for a first start after his match-winning debut at Upton Park. Newcastle's 3-match unbeaten run ended at home to Hull last week, and the loss was further compounded by the sight of Yohan Cabaye limping off. The Frenchman is touch and go ahead of Monday, and boss Alan Pardew can ill afford any more absentees, with 5 other first-team players already sidelined.
Everton have really stepped it up the last couple of weeks. They've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten West Ham. They made some great signings on the last day of the transfer window. I think that's why they're going to finish in the top 6 or 7 this year. Newcastle I worry about. They've got some great individual players, but they're still not playing as a team. I think Everton will win comfortably at home 2-0.
Elsewhere, Greg thinks Manchester City will win at Villa Park, Fulham will overcome Cardiff, and Hull and West Ham will finish all square. He also thinks Sunderland will narrowly beat Liverpool, and Stoke and Norwich will play out a 1-1 draw. To follow all the match action, make sure you log on to the Goal Live Match Centre this weekend.